Two-time world champion American figure skater Ilia Malinin plans to perform 7 quadruple jumps in his free skate at the team event at the 2026 Olympic Games in Milan, Italy. This was revealed in the athlete's official entry. Malinin plans to perform a quadruple flip, a quadruple axel, a quadruple lutz, a quadruple loop, a quadruple lutz triple flip combination, a quadruple toe loop, triple toe loop combination, and a quadruple salchow triple axel sequence. Plushenko on the Olympic team event. Malinin lost his concentration. I watched the team event yesterday. I really liked Yuma Kageyama. He was light and airy. The whole program was very interesting, with steps and very interesting transitions. For some reason, I was sure he would be the best in the short program. He already has experience skating and competing at the Olympic Games. Steven Gogolev has grown and become consistent. Ilia Malinin, was that a fluke yesterday? No, these are the Olympic Games. I think he lost his concentration. And, unfortunately, he didn't even show 70% of his potential. I was sure he wouldn't be able to land the quadruple axel. I wrote it down on paper 2 hours before the competition, which I think is the right thing to do. I need to conserve my energy. Today we'll see how this plan works in the free skate. Ilia needs to focus. The main thing is not to burn out before the individual competition. The guy is a genius, but skating 4 programs without a change at the Olympics is a daunting task. I take care of him. I remembered my team event 12 years ago in Sochi, my last Olympic Games, and my short program. It feels like yesterday. I was 31 years old at the time, Plushenko wrote on Telegram. The men's tournament at the Olympics is the most unpredictable, with the exception of the gold medal favorite. American Ilia Malinin, who has mastered all quads, including the axel, has an incredibly high chance. Experts predict he will win the tournament, supported by 2 world championship titles and the highest technical difficulty of both programs. Japan's Yuma Kageyama could grab silver, but he has been performing inconsistently this season. Even high artistic scores will prevent him from achieving a high finish if he makes serious mistakes. A number of top single skaters will be vying for bronze, including Russia's Petr Gumenik. This athlete possesses numerous Ultra Cs and has 7 quads in his 2 programs. With a clean short and free skate, Veronika Daneko's student could outperform Shun Sato and Kao Miura of Japan, Nika Egids of Georgia, and Daniel Grassland Matteo Rizzo of Italy. Nevertheless, any mistake could give any of the listed single skaters an opportunity to maneuver. In the women's singles, Adelia Petrosyan is the clear favorite, provided she regains her Ultra C elements, the quadruple toe loop and triple axel. Without it, Iteri Tupper's protege will have a tough time against the experienced Japanese Kaori Sakamoto and the powerful Americans Alyssa Liu and Amber Glenn. The latter has a triple axel, as does Ami Nakai of Japan. According to experts, former Russians Anastasia Gubanova, representing Georgia, and Sofia Samotlkina of the Kazakh team are not medal contenders, but the former could take advantage of the situation if the leaders make mistakes. Coach Rafael Arutunian, who works with the world's best figure skater, American Ilia Malinin, will not be present with his protege at the stadium during the 2026 Olympic team tournament. The reason for this was the denial of accreditation, RT reports in Russian. According to a source, the coach was denied accreditation because, for unknown reasons, he was not included in the American team roster. Arutunian could have been provided with grandstand tickets to the team tournament, but he declined the offer. Furthermore, due to the lack of accreditation, he is also not allowed to attend Ilia Malinin's training sessions. Petr Gumenik has only been in Milan for a day and a half, but he's already had enough news for 3 Olympics. The music for the short program was urgently changed due to copyright issues. As a result, instead of Perfume, Petr will skate to the soundtrack to the film Onegin by composer Edgar Acopyan. Onegin, but a different excerpt, is also included in his free program. At 7 a.m., Petr was invited for a doping test in the Olympic Village. By 10 a.m., he was already out on the practice ice. Considering the drive was about an hour, there was minimal time left for breakfast and a warm-up. But despite everything, Gumenik showed up for practice in a good mood. Here's his first step onto the Olympic ice, though only on the practice rink for now. Practice on the main rink will be in the evening. Veronika Daneko and Rafael Arutunian are on the sidelines. Arutunian, incidentally, participated in the practice even more actively than his main coach. He called Gumenik over after jumps, showed him something with his hands, and gestured vigorously. Daneko nodded. Together, they look like a team focused on results. The practice itself was calm and relaxed. There were only 3 skaters on the ice: Vladimir Litvintsev from Azerbaijan and Andreas Nordback from Sweden. Everything around us was super casual, as if we weren't at the Olympics. For example, they're clearing the ice next to the rink. The rink itself is just a temporary tent next to the main arena. To get to the locker room, also something like a tent with a heater, you have to cross the street through a walkway. And most importantly, what about the program? It seems to be going well. The new music is quite pleasant. The jumps fit the musical accents perfectly. Gumenik was the only one of the 3 on the ice who skated a mock short program with all the jumps. All the content, quad flip, triple toe loop, quad lutz, and triple axel, was executed without any obvious errors. Instead of the signature inhalation movements from Perfume, there was a hint of a waltz with an invisible partner. After the triple axel, Gumenik paused, but then performed a step sequence and finished his routine perfectly in time with the music. Overall, if you hadn't known about the force majeure of the last few days, it was a calm working practice. My colleagues and I even applauded. Hyder entered the mixed zone, but the press officer warned him in advance that he wouldn't talk. It didn't seem like this was Gumenik's decision. He greeted him, smiled, and agreed to take a photo. It seems that the people who are now so bravely defending him from journalists should have thought about their actual responsibilities a little earlier. Irina Kostoleva, mother of Russian junior figure skating champion Ilia Kostoleva, commented on the situation with Russian Petr Gumenik amid the challenges at the 2026 Olympics. "What a profound lesson we must learn from this stalemate over music rights. May God grant Petr the strength to overcome the obstacles he faces. All Russians are sending warm beams of support to the coaches and the athlete. Petya, you can do it," Kostoleva wrote on social media. According to experts, Ilia Petrosyan and Petr Gumenik have a chance of winning Olympic medals if they skate cleanly. Despite their 0 international ratings and their performance in the first warm-up, which promises less than kind judging, the Russian athletes can score high scores thanks to their more difficult elements. For Petrosyan, this includes a quadruple toe loop and a triple axel, while Gumenik has a quintuple quadruple jump in his free program and 2 major quadruple jumps in his short program. However, this isn't the only advantage our single skaters have. Due to circumstances, Ilia and Petr will not have to compete in the team competition, while their main competitors will, meaning their workload at the games will be twice as heavy. For example, if Ilia Malinin skates both programs in the team competition, it will be more difficult for him to cleanly execute his extremely difficult routine in the individual competition. The same applies to the less endurance-intensive Yuma Kageyama, Kaori Sakamoto, and Alyssa Liu.